Hey, Amber, are you coming back to the US anytime soon?
That's right. For right now, all the work I have to do is overseas is finished, so I can come back to the States. But that won't be until next month, I'm thinking.
Well, with that, you're going to be coming back to Mom and Dad's place, right?
Well, I think so, since I still have a room there and all.
Well, I think that's depressing. I'm going to have to see you in person again then. Listen here, Amber. Just because you're coming back from overseas for a long time doesn't mean you're just welcome right back into Mom and Dad's place. It makes me embarrassed having you back in the house together with me, haha.
I'm not going to do anything crazy while I'm there, so don't worry too much.
That's a lie, haha. You've always been the kind of girl that thinks she can sit on her high horse and bark down orders to everyone, right? And I'm telling you right now that coming back from overseas to come live with your parents again is pretty lame. The fact that you can speak another language but still need to stay with your parents?
So what are you going on about all of this for then? Tell me what you want to hear from me right now, please.
I didn't want much from this. I was just checking to confirm whether or not you were indeed coming back to the house again. When you get back to the States. I don't really want to see your face at all. So I'm thinking I might get up and leave this place for good. Haha.
Is that so? As long as I'm able to come back home and see Mom again, you can go do whatever you want with your life.
Haha, trying to act all tough about your brother not wanting to meet you again. By the way, I'm going to need some money from you again.
What? So, this is actually what you wanted to talk with me about?
Who cares, Amber? I've been taking care of Mom for you this whole time. So I think I deserve some kind of reward for doing all that. I need the money to pay off all the things that I had to spend money on her for. So hurry up and send me that money into my account.
Ugh. You're not up to anything else after I gave you this money, right?
I promise. While you make sure to pay you back for that money someday. So hurry this all up and make sure it's in the account for me. If you're late this time, I'm gonna stop taking care of Mom before you come home.
So now you're going to threaten me by using Mom as your hostage? Are you sure that's how you want to play these games, Eric? You should be thankful for everything Mom has given to raise and support you all her life.
It was her decision to have me and her responsibility to raise and feed me after that. So I don't have to be thankful for anything. You can go ahead and be thankful for my part if you really want to. But I was hurt doing it. It was her job to take care of me. However, me having to watch over her now in her old age is not something that I'm responsible for. So I'm only doing it as long as I get some kind of reward.
I get that. I'll make sure to have the money in your account really soon here. So make sure for this next month, you continue to take great care of Mom for me, please.
I'll do my best with her, haha. Yo, it looks like you got that money into my account like I asked you to yesterday. But $1,000? You have to be kidding me with that kind of amount, right? This is way too little for all I have done for Mom. I'll burn through that kind of pocket change in an hour or so.
You'll burn through $1,000 in an hour? What is with that phrasing? Do you plan to actually use more than that in a day? What would you even be using it all on?
I told you that taking care of Mom has cost me a lot of money, and it's going to cost me even more this month. It's not about what I'm using my money on, but that I need to make sure I pay off whatever debt I'm in.
Hey, you're going to have to tell me specifically what you need all that money for, or else I'm not going to be able to understand where you're coming from here.
I'm sure you love doing whatever you want with the money you earn, because you actually have a job that you enjoy doing and all that. But I've been the one left alone here at Mom and Dad's house for a long time now, having to take care of her on my own. And that is not a job I like to do. I can't do anything I want while I'm with her.
And I'm sorry about that, Eric.
Apologizing to me is not going to change a single thing for me. I've had enough of this talk from you and want more of your money. I need at least another $3,000 from you. If you can give me at least that much, then I'll be able to do something about Mom. This is all fair in my books, because you've been able to live your life the way you want to without ever having to take care of somebody else.
I understand that, Eric. Mom, are you doing all right? Have you been feeling a lot better recently? I'm really looking forward to being able to come back home and see you next month.
Amber, I'm really looking forward to seeing your face again as well. I really want things to go back to the way they were when you and I could go out and have some fun together. But recently my body has become really weak, and it's not something I'm too happy to have to share with you.
You don't have to worry about any of that, Mom. It's none of your fault now, is it? But thinking back on the days when I was around a lot more, you'd always play catch with me in the yard like you were Dad.
That's right. And I was pretty dang good at it. But you were by far better than me because of your love for baseball growing up. I'd have to say, I really sucked at it compared to someone like you. Actually, I'm really surprised I was even able to play catch with you because of how horrifying my form was when I threw. I was so bad at it. Yet somehow I managed to throw a few balls to you without going out of control.
You don't have to keep talking about yourself like that, all right, Mom? You did a great job back then, and it made me so happy seeing you play ball with me. I see all those memories as really fun and loving, yet you keep talking down about yourself like that.
And it was your love for basketball that got you to where you are now, right? Your love for playing all the time on different teams eventually got you a job making baseball equipment and all that. How wonderful. You even bring your own glove with you as you travel around the world still, right?
I don't ever really want to play for the pro leagues, especially since I'm a girl and they say girls need to play softball and things like that. But I still wanted something to do with the sport, and working for a manufacturer of the equipment was a great chance at that. And because of that, I've been having a lot of fun traveling for my job. But the fact that I have to be all over the world all the time means that I'm never home to see you anymore, and it's lonely.
You don't have to worry about being around me. I want you to only be focused on your work so that you can enjoy the opportunity you've been given. I don't have many more years left in me anyway for you to be worrying about me.
Wait a sec, Mom. Stop saying things like that. Seriously. You still have many more years to live your life for, and I want you to be around me until I reach your age. I need you around me. And that leads me to ask, has Eric been taking really good care of you, Mom?
Yep, he's been doing his best to take care of me while he's in the house.
What do you mean by that? I'm asking you if he's doing a good job of taking care of you, or not at all times.
Don't worry about it, Amber. I honestly don't like forcing other people to take care of me all the time. And both you and your brother are very busy people with your own lives, right?
Hold on for just a sec, though. You've actually got me a little worried about things there now. By the way, you're making things sound. It's leading me to believe that he's not really doing a thing for you right now, right?
It's not like that at all right now. Everything here is fine. So you can stop worrying about me. Anyway, you still have a bit of work you have left to do, right? I want you to have everything finished by the end of the month, so that you can get back into the States on time, all right? You understand how I feel about your work. So please focus on that for now. I want you coming home to me soon with a huge grin on your face when you do. I'm so looking forward to it.
Sure. All right then. Hey, what the hell is going on with you right now? Mom is in bed and she's not waking up at all. I just went and called the ambulance for her a second ago, but...
Right. I'm leaving Mom with you now, so please take great care of her. I've had enough of that woman, so I'm getting out of here.
What are you saying, Eric? Where the hell are you even right now?
You're asking me? I'm in Hawaii right now. I'm in the middle of vacation out here, haha. And even when I'm back to the state, I'm not going to be coming back to that house. We'll be going to another city around there to live, so you can go ahead and take care of Mom for me, please. And I'm never coming back to either of you again.
So you just left Mom here while she's sick, all by yourself, to go to Hawaii?
You're back home now? So what does that matter to me? Starting today, you're the one in charge of taking care of her. You understand that now, right?
Let me ask you this. Where did you even get the money to go on vacation? To somewhere like Hawaii? You always complained to me about how you never had any money because you had to spend it all on Mom, right?
Well, now that I'm able to go on vacations like this, I might have to thank you for finally coming back home to Mom. Man, I've always wanted to go somewhere cool like Hawaii, but I've never had the time to do it. But you understand that having to travel to faraway tropical places can cost a bit of money, right? So I kinda had to end up relying on you for the money, haha. Look, even Mom really loves the ocean and the beach, right? I'll take plenty of pictures for her while I'm here and have you put them all around the house for her.
So you're telling me the money I've given you has been put into that trip?
That's exactly right. I used every penny of it to get us over to these beautiful islands. I will make sure none of it is wasted for you. Well, go ahead and start feeding Mom some cheaper pre-made foods and things like that from now to save your money.
You are awful, Eric! How rotten is your heart that has made you want to do something like that?
Well, I had no other choice now, did I? I hated having to take care of Mom all the dang time. And so my last resort was leaving her with you to go and have some fun, haha. I was close to my breaking point already, and actually really wanted to just leave her in that house all by herself forever, but that's when I heard you were coming home.
Then Mom and I will start living in her condo without you now. We've already gone ahead and sold that old house of hers. And we're going to move into her condo now for good. It's right on the ocean, which she loves, and she thinks it'll be a great place for her to settle down and spend her last years.
Wait a minute. What condo are you talking about right now? Since when does she get a condo?
Mom has had this condo for some time after Dad passed away and left it with her. She always wanted to live on the ocean, and Dad had planned to give it to her as a surprise when they both retired. But right before he passed away, he told her about it being built and that she could move into it as a way of always remembering him.
I've never heard anything about a place like that being owned by Mom.
She told me all about it when she found out, but we both decided to keep it a secret from you. Even Mom knew that you never really cared about her, and she didn't want to give you something to latch onto her for.
You're just lying to me now because I left you with that old bag, right? There's no way Mom could ever have a condo when she barely has any money. And she would never dare keep that all a secret from me either, haha.
I'm sure that there were plenty of pictures of Mom and Dad's house at the place, though.
Huh? Are you talking about that picture? That cute little blue house in that crystal clear water? That's just a freaking picture, you idiot. I'm sure it was just being sold somewhere. Mom picked it up because she loves the ocean.
Nope. That picture was of Mom's condo. Honestly, I don't really care whether you believe me right now or not.
Are you being serious about all of this?
I am, and the two of us are going to be living in that condo for the rest of our lives, I think. Or at the very least, Mom will be. Now, when you come back to town, I would be careful not to go back to her house, since there will be neither of us there.
I get it now. I'll apologize. I guess that I really did something wrong this time, didn't I? Well, I'm going to learn my lesson from this so that you can forgive me. Will that make you happy?
Huh? What are you going on about right now, Eric? I never asked for you to apologize to me for anything, now, did I? I'm just telling you the truth about what's going on our end. As long as you understand, we won't be at that house anymore and are moving into her condo. That's all I care about.
Huh? So you're really planning on going with Mom and hogging that condo from her while she's there?
I'm not going to be hogging anything from her, actually. But I guess one could say that if they really wanted to... I mean, you apologized for what you did, so there's nothing left for you to do, right?
I get it. I'll give you back the money that you gave to me. I'm going to start giving you back all the money that I ever took from you. Okay?
Are you sure about that?
Yes. I'll make sure of it. Even if it's the last thing I do. I'd really like you to have that money back anyway.
Well, if you're really willing to give me back that money, then I totally understand. I guess I will have it back. So if we put together all the money you've taken from me thus far, it ends up to $7,000, right? You're going to give that all back to me right now, correct?
Yep, and in return for that, you'll let my wife and I live in that condo.
That's a good point. Well, I'll think about that a little, but I think you can totally have it if you want.
What the hell do you mean? I'm asking you to promise me that place right now, or else I'm not gonna give you back a single penny. I'm not kidding when I say I'll give you that $7,000 right now. And once I've done that, you'll let my wife and I live in that condo with you and Mom.
If you're going to start pressuring me that much like that, I might lose interest in taking that offer from you, Eric. I guess you giving me that money back isn't something you're doing from your heart, but rather a way to get this place to yourself, right?
All right. I'll give you that money right now. All $7,000 of it. All right? I just sent it to you, okay? Take a look at your bank account and tell me what you see.
You really did it. I just got a notification from the bank saying I received a total of $7,000 from you. Well, then I had a great time in Hawaii.
Huh? Hold the freak up. Wait, what about the promise you and I just made then?
Huh? I don't remember making any kind of promise with you, Eric. I just happened to get all that money back that I lent it to you before. And I just took a second to think about letting you live with us at this condo. And of course, I'm going to have to say no.
Yo, stop playing games with me. You're being a total jerk to me right now. I'm not going to let you get away with something like that.
Yo, I'm the jerk? I'm not going to lose someone that told me they needed money because they had none, due to them having to take care of Mom.
Shut the hell up. Wait, I have the freaking right to stay with you guys in that condo. Yo, why the hell is the house totally empty and there's nobody there? I just got back from Hawaii as fast as possible.
I see. Well, while Mom was in the hospital being taken care of, I thought I might take the time to finish up with all our packing and everything. You can be back in a hurry, you said? Well, that's such a waste of all that money you spent on the whole trip.
I've had it with you messing around like that. You tell me where that condo is right now.
I want to ask if you're even worried about how Mom's doing right now. I thought, as her son, you'd be a little worried about your own mom when she told you she'd been admitted to the hospital.
You tell me where that condo is right now. I really don't care about her. So just tell me where the goddamn condo is. My wife and I had to pay for the cancellation of all of our plans to get back here as soon as possible, so that way we can get to the condo.
So you really don't care whatsoever about how Mom is doing right now?
Who the hell cares about what happens to that old bag when she's literally days away from dying? I wanted to have that house left behind from her so I would never have to pay for it or pay for rent.
That was very shocking, Eric.
Is that you, Mom? Are you with Amber right now or something?
I am with her. Your sister came to the hospital to see how I've been doing since. I'm still here. And because all the gifts she brought for me, I've begun to feel a lot better and want to get out of here.
Hey, Mom. Come on now, please. I'm your own one and only son, right? I would really like you to let me move into the condo with my wife. I've been taking great care of you for a long time now, right? You should have some kind of things for me. That's worth giving me a place, right?
Not at all. I was able to hire myself a helper that's been around to care for me. I never asked either one of you to be around my house, taking care of me after your father passed and you both got older.
Yeah, but even if that is the case, I still lived together with you and helped out from time to time, right?
You helped me? Was you canceling that contract I had with the helper without ever asking me your way of helping me out? Because of that, I slowly began to notice my health deteriorate, and at one point, I passed out, only to wake up inside an ambulance with Amber by my side. I'm really glad Amber came back home in time to save me. Had she not been home to see me around that time, I'm not sure what would have happened to my lifeless body.
The whole reason I canceled that helper's contract for you is because I heard how Jillian was coming back home. It costs a lot of money to have someone in the house helping you like that, and I thought this choice would save you some money.
Yes, I can see that. You hated to watch as the money I have went to waste. Having someone home to watch me all the time, right? No. That is exactly what you meant by all that, Eric. I also know about how you were planning on selling my house as well.
Huh?
The other day there was a call at the house. It was from a realtor talking about my house. and I made sure to listen to everything they had to tell me about what you had planned.
What? I told that fool not to call the house phone, but my mobile.
And you also had plans to sell my condo, which you told Amber you never knew anything about, right? You think I want to live with someone who would do that sort of thing to my properties? You stop with all that selfish crap right now, okay?
Hey, you have it all completely wrong, Mom. I just wanted to sell you an old home and then move with you to an even better home where we could live together.
Just shut the hell up, you selfish son of a gun. I am not going to trust a single word you have to say to me anymore.
I'm still your son though, right? Stop trying to only care about Amber all the time. And maybe give me some credit or something. You've always cared more about her and it's so annoying. All you care to talk about is Amber, this and that.
So that's the way you've been thinking of things in this family?
Yeah, you always acted like you never had to bother with me at all. You only ever wanted to cheer Amber on because she has such good grades in school and I felt like I was left out every single thing. And that's not all, woman. You always like to try and teach me lessons about everything, like I didn't know any better. Do you know that for a fact, right?
And the only reason I had to keep scolding you like that all the time is because you always continued to act like a 5th grader. You'd always go out to steal things you weren't supposed to. And you tried to shoplift at stores. It's because of all of that I had to put you in your place all the dang time. And every time I do it, you'd start to whine about how I only ever got onto you like that. I've always wanted to hit you when you acted up like that. But I knew better than to ever do that. But now that I think back on it, you might have learned your lesson had I done so.
Well, that's not a lie though.
You only ever did things that are illegal and troubled others. Hence why I always had to yell at you. And when it came to both you and Amber, of course, I started to put more of my time into her development. Honestly, I didn't really care how you turned out. After years and years of trying to make you a responsible young man, had you just listened to me the first few times, I wouldn't have had to talk down to you like that anymore, and would have put more effort into you. Also, when it comes to my savings I had for the two of you, I left all that and Amber in your hands, right? I actually still had a little bit of faith in you. And that's the reason I left you with the responsibility of taking care of your money in that account. But you went ahead and spent all your money playing around and things like that, the moment I let you have control of it.
Shut up, Mom. You want to know why I use it all up? Because you never once told me about that condo your dad gave you. But you told Amber all about it, right? You can ask her right now and she'll tell you that she knew.
I had no reason to tell you about it, especially when you already knew and planned on selling both the house and it soon.
And I told you what all that's about.
I'm sorry, Eric, but I can no longer deal with a person like you. I hope you and Amber can still get along with one another in some manner. Goodbye forever now.
Yo, can you get Mom to stop acting like a total witch right now and let me get into that condo? If you don't, I'll totally be screwed.
You're asking someone with the same idea as her to help you change her mind? I'm not helping you get into that condo when not even I want you in there.
I'm not asking you to do this because you have to, but as a way of helping your brother out. You and I are still siblings, right? We have to be there for one another when nobody else will.
You are not my brother anymore, actually. I no longer have any siblings because I've gone and cut ties.
You have always been praised by Mom and Dad. And that's why you act like a spoiled brat around them. You thought of yourself as their cute little baby that could do anything. You went away from us to start working overseas. And since I've always been below you, in your mind, you thought it was my job to stay here in this small town and take care of Mom the rest of my life.
How much longer are you going to keep using that made-up sob story to try and make everyone else feel like they owe you something? You always got a small allowance from me after I got my job, and you used up a lot of your own savings Mom had for you. And if that wasn't all enough for you, you were then going to try and sell Mom's house while she was still living in it? I think I have every right to look down on you now as a person, and so does Mom.
That's not it. Nothing like this should ever be happening to me.
It should be because you're always doing things you should never even be thinking about doing. I actually had a dream for myself and made sure to put all my energy into achieving said dream. And that whole time I talked about that dream, you just sat there on your game saying I was trying to reach for the stars while laughing about it. How much longer are you going to keep crying about being the victim of your own games?
I have done nothing wrong. You sold the house now yourself, right? Give me half of that money at least. I have every right in this world to get some of that money from you. I try to run away from you. And because of that, I don't have any house or money. So help me the hell out.
No way. Dude, I have no reason to help out trash like yourself. I mean, you'd never do the same for any of us because all you care about is yourself and nobody else. Mom, I just had to have lunch with one of my customers, but I'm on my way back now. And along with that, I'm happy that we finally moved into this new condo.
Thank you so much, Amber. I'm sorry that I've been sleeping so often, that I was never able to help you out with anything.
You don't have to worry about that. Your body is a little weak right now, so there's no need for your help anyway. But from now on, I'll be in this condo with you, taking care of all your needs so you can just sit back and relax for me.
But are you really okay with this? What about your life at work?
It'll be fine, Mom. I happen to be well respected at work, and they think it'll be all right letting me take more time off to be home with you now. I was even able to get them to agree to allowing me to work from home now, if I please.
You really are just the best, Amber. I'm so proud of you for all you've done.
And that's all due to the effort you put into raising me this way. So I'm very proud of you, Mom.
Amber, thank you so much for saying such kind things to me. I really wish I could have found some way to change your brother's ways, so that he'd be able to take care of himself more.
I think the best thing we can all do for him now is not give on to this crap. He's even run away from his wife now, too. So from now on, I think he's going to learn a lot more about the real world firsthand.
That's true. I really hope he will learn from this world, though.
Now, listen here, Mom. I don't want to spend the rest of my life having to take care of you. So let's work on getting you back into healthy shape so that we can go outside and play catch with each other again. After that, Eric was left with no money and no place to call his home and had to live on the streets. He even tried with all he had to find out where my mom and I were staying, but in the end, he was never able to find the condo. We later learned that the reason why Eric wanted all that money from selling the house and condo was in order to pay off all the debt he was in. Apparently, both he and his wife loved to gamble, and that's where almost all of their money is gone. As of right now, he's been taken away by whoever he was in debt to, and we have no idea what's happened to him. After being stabbed in the back by Eric running away from her, his wife tried to rob an ATM, but was caught by the police who took her away, which appeared on the news. But based on the condition she was in after being left by her husband, it doesn't shock me that she made the choice to try stealing money. As for Mom and myself, we feel really bad about what's happened to Eric and his wife, but at the same time, none of it was our fault. My mom is the one who's most sad because of it, but I try my best to make sure she finds something to occupy her mind, and I'll continue to do my best to help her forget about him. If it's the last thing I can do for her.